So with this next paper, I'm going to submit one copy to the governor and one copy I'm going to keep for my records because it's such a very obvious case. This video is called Objectivity. Santa Clara County Sheriff Department lacks it. Now listen why. I have been off psych meds since 2014. Therefore, to say I need to be force medicated is an oppressor's argument at best. It is more likely an illogical and irrational argument. How can you argue that a guy in his mid-30s with no violent history needs to be force medicated? Now consider the last 2 years of no violence. Okay, so, yes, I've made it clear that everything that possibly could be considered a threat has labeled no threat. And also keep in mind that regardless of what rumors there are out there, regardless of, anything I may have said in my videos, you have to go by the facts. You can't just go by what somebody says on YouTube about his life. You can't go by what she, or it says, what every little kid says, for example. That's hearsay. That's just he say, she say. The facts are that I have no history of violence on my record, especially in the last 2 years, which are the most important. Okay? To imply that I need to be force medicated and that I need to be involuntarily admitted with no history of violence, even with a threat that is days old, if there was one, would be completely insane at best. Need I compare myself to the tons of Americans who do have histories of violence, to the countless cases of domestic violence? If you go to ncadv.org, learn statistics, on average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. 20 people every minute. 2013 study found that rape is grossly underreported in the United States. Furthermore, a 2014 research paper that compared correlations in murder and rape rates determined that police departments in about 22% of the 210 American cities examined in the study eliminate or undercount rapes from official records, in part to create the illusion of success in fighting violent crime. Based on the available data, 21.8% of American rapes of female victims are gang rapes. For the last reported year, 2013, the prevalence rate for all sexual assaults, including rape, was 0.1%. Prevalence represents the number of victims. Rather than the number of assaults, since some are victimized more than once during the reporting time or period. The survey includes males and females aged 12 plus. Since rapes are a subset of all sexual assaults, the prevalence of rape is lower than the combined statistic. Of those assaults, the Bureau of Justice Statistics stated that 34.8% were reported to the police, up from 29.3% in 2004. According to United States Department of Justice document criminal victimization in the United States, there were overall 173,610 victims of rape or sexual assault, or 0.1% of the U.S. population 12 or older, in 2013. While the Department of Justice does not publish a report on the breakout of rape versus other kinds of sexual assault across the total U.S. population, it does provide that level of detail in a related study of college. Okay, so all the studies show that, rape is disproportionately done by people who are not mentally ill. It's regular people who haven't been diagnosed with a mental illness, okay? And remember, that is 0.1% of the U.S. population, or 1 in 1,000 people. About 1 in 1,000 people were victims of rape or sexual assault in 2013. Okay, so while I'm not hurting anybody, at least one did I go over the gang rape? Okay, 21.8% of American rapes are female victims of gang rape. So, more than 1 in 1,000 people are violent as far as rape goes, are physically violating somebody in 2013, okay? Well, I'm off my meds, I'm not doing anything to anybody. But yet they want to institutionalize me. The DOJ's Bureau of Justice Statistics indicated that among college women aged 18 to 24, women who reported any kind of sexual assault, completed rape represent 33% of incidents between 1995 and 2013. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has also collected data cases involving victims and perpetrators of rape. FBI sex offense victims in 2012. 67,354 female, 12,000 male. FBI convicted sex offenders in 2012. 78,500 male, 4,394 female. Rape in college have also been documented. 2014 data from U.S. Department of Justice quoted, rape or sexual assault victimizations against females from 18 to 24 by post-secondary enrollment status 1995 to 2013. Completed rape. I wonder why there's two categories. Student victim versus non-student victim. Okay, student victim 31,302. Total 65,668. Completed rape 10,237. Non-student victims 26,369. So these college people are disproportionately raping people who are not students. They're luring them in. And it's the same thing you see in society where these so-called college-educated people are preying on people who may not even have a college education, people that they've lured. You know, they're using their quote-unquote intellect to literally rape people. Okay? Talk about expert power. And what do these people do with it? Remember when I said that just because someone's a nerd doesn't mean they have morals and scruples. Anyway, going on. Sexual assault. 9,714 students assaulted by college people. 18,260 non-student victims. Twice as much about. And then threat of rape, 3,488, 5,247. All right, so let's just jump to aggravated assaults. In 2011, there was an estimated 751,131 aggravated assaults in the nation. The estimated number of aggravated assaults in 2011 declined 3.9%. And going on, 2011, the estimated rate of aggravated assaults was 241.1 offenses per 100,000 inhabitants. So when you just look at the detail, you know, when you look at the statistics, what does it tell you? It tells you that I'm being treated unfairly, and I'm being, you know, they're coming after me because of my political activity. Period. Partially because my parents have a higher quote-unquote social status. But as the statistics also show you that people who are more educated victimize people who, if you interpret the statistics correctly, are less educated. Non-students may mean that they're students somewhere else or they have a degree, but we know better than that. We know typically these people lure in high school kids and, you know, uneducated people who just want to go to a party, a college party, whatever. You know, we know that. We know they're a bunch of fucking scum who abuse their quote-unquote expert power, and to trust them, you know, is insane. To leave the future of humanity in the hands of a bunch of selfish, shallow, godless heathens who are in, what is it called? Secondary, how do they refer this to? Hold on. They refer to it as, let me get the post-secondary enrollment status. Okay? Basically, a bunch of college fucking fraternities and college ninwits, you know, ninnies, nincompoops, taking advantage. Okay? And the more educated they are, the more people they have the opportunity to take advantage of. As we've seen with my video about eugenics, talking about Harvard, you know, people doing it to people at Stanford and Yale, and just abusing thousands of people. I mean, just with rape alone, these people abused, you know, they completed a rape on 26,369 non-student victims. You know, when you add up completed rapes, attempted rapes, and sexual assault, 65,668. Okay? I mean, my goodness. You college motherfuckers are complete filth. You're garbage. You know, that's just from that time period. I mean, come on. They're a bunch of fucking rapists. You think they care about you? Or do you think they just care about making themselves feel good at your expense? Even if it means fucking drugging you and raping you. I mean, on record, they're a bunch of fucking rapists that fucking drug people. Thousands and thousands of fucking people. And the more vulnerable they are, the more likely they are to take advantage. And these are your future psychologists and psychiatrists and mental health fucking staff. On record. Future pigs and fucking military officers and filth of that nature. Quote unquote experts, politicians, what have you. Bunch of fucking scum. Raping people. You know, there was like, what, 751,000 aggravated assault. Let me get this statistic before you get fast. Make sure you don't miss this. In 2011, there was an estimated 751,131 aggravated assaults in the nation. Okay? 1 year. That's 1 fucking year. And am I in trouble for any years? For rape? No. For aggravated assault? No. For sexual assault? No. For domestic violence? No. For murder? No. But yet they think it is code red emergency to put me in the fucking psych ward 10 fucking times with no violent history. But a bunch of namby-pamby Ivy League sissies are raping every fucking body, and nobody cares. Bunch of pigs on record raping everybody, and I'm supposed to submit to their expertise, to their judgment. A bunch of community college bitches who have been caught raping and beating and shooting people unlawfully time and time again, and I'm supposed to do what they say when they want to take me to the fucking psych ward. A bunch of bootlickers who have historically oppressed black people and handed them over to the Ku Klux Klan to be hung. Historically, they hand them over to eugenicists and rapists to kill black people, to be killed, historically. And I'm supposed to trust them? In the country where drapetomania, being a runaway slave, was considered a fucking mental illness, and I'm supposed to trust them? In the country where they were doing eugenics until the fucking 80s, and I'm supposed to trust them? Because they're the experts. Because they're the authorities. And if I am smart enough to be oppositional, to be adverse to their authority status, then I must have oppositional defiance disorder. Not because I've gone through the fucking statistics for 7 years alone, on record alone, not to mention the 13 years before that. Because remember, when I first got my diagnosis at 13 years old or so, I was forced to start doing my research to state my fucking case as to why they were wrong. I've been doing this for about 21 fucking years. 7 on record. I'm the expert. They're the selfish racists. They got their degree in like 5 or 6 years. I've researched it for 21 fucking years. They've been busy drugging patients ever since then. They don't do their fucking research. They drug patients, go home and get some slutty gold-digging whore to suck their dick, have a beer, and watch the fucking game. I've been doing the fucking research. They've been playing fucking doctor with their pseudoscientific bullshit. Come on. A bunch of fucking scum on record. And I have no criminal history on record. But the facts don't matter in America. Only the white man and the rich Jews' fucking lies matter in America. Because they're a bunch of eugenicist scum and their sissy, slutty, fucking gold-digging whore wife. All gold diggers should be forced to walk around with a shovel. The shovel of shame. Fucking scum-ass whores. On record. And I'm supposed to be cool with it. Don't you see what's going on here? It's complete bullshit. They're running a fucking psych op on me. I caught them on record gassing me. On record. Interviews with people who admit that they were told to provoke me to go to the psych ward. And this whole mini country wants to play stupid about it. And I'm supposed to be cool with it. Complete corruption. And I had to pretend to be on my medication. And magically, my parents had no problems with me during that time period when they perceived me to be on my meds. But the year before that, or earlier in the 2014, they did. The year before that and the year before that. And back in 2011. Why? Because it is their delusion. Society's bullshit. The pigs being lack of objectivity, and the greed of big pharma and a bunch of namby-pamby godless shrimps. Come on.